Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Ricardo with Proven Supply. I just wanted to do a voiceover on one of my videos just to explain to you guys my process and how I go about doing things. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. So, to start off, the heat press I use is the Heat Press Nation Signature Pro Series Auto Open. And it has the Sure pressure setting, which is a little knob that allows you to put however much pressure you want. It lets you know how much you're putting on there. So basically, I just start off by lining up my t-shirt. I see a lot of videos of people that are able just to eyeball it, just throw the t-shirt on there, kind of feel it out. But I like to take this little ruler here and try to get it centered as much as possible. I measure both sides multiple times just to make sure my t-shirt is exactly or as close as possible to where I want it. So you'll see me here just measuring it from seam to the edge of the plate in there. And I measure over by the sleeve area and then more towards the end of the plate, just to get two measurements on each side. Now my signature Pro Series Heat Press Nation press, as you can see there, I have the plate and cover, which you can get through them, and it just wraps around the plate in there, makes it easy, keeps it out of the way. So I go in here and do a little lint rolling just to have the shirt nice and prepped. Then I have this ruler here that I use to get my location for my transfers here, and this one's going to be a left chest print, and you can look up videos telling you how to locate that spot. So it's basically where the shoulder meets the neck on the top seam, and you go down to about a quarter of the sleeve length. So the sleeve is, like you see, I measure it in half, and then take half of that half, and you line them up. And that just happens to fall at a good spot on my little ruler there. So I just kind of go by the ruler instead of doing the measurement using the seams. And I'm using the Supacolor DTF transfers. I've tried a few transfer companies, and Supacolor just worked well for me. I like that it's a hot peel, so you don't have to wait for the press to cool down before you peel it off. And it also just happens to be located in California, so getting shipped to me is pretty convenient. So there, as you can see, everything you do, you don't always do it perfectly. I forgot to do a pre-press, which is why I took the transfer off of there and pressed my shirt down to get all the wrinkles and moisture out. So now I'm going back, measuring where my left chest print is going to go. And when I lay my t-shirt down, I just lay it down to where the neckline touches the edge of the plating at the top. And then I do the Supacolor suggests that you're pressing for 15 seconds at 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what I'm doing here. As you can see, they just peel right off. And then I go back in and use the an extra Teflon sheet, just to give it this kind of texture that makes it feel that as the print's really in the shirt, you can almost see the texture of the shirt on the print if you look really close. So the Teflon sheet that I have wrapped around the plate in there doesn't have kind of like this grain textured feel as that extra sheet I use, which is why I do that extra press with the loose sheet, just to give it that feel that's like the ink is really in the shirt. But they have the exact same function. I just like the texture on that loose sheet compared to the one wrapped around the plate. And then once again, I just laid my shirt down. The collar all the way down to the top of the platen. That's how you get your measurement for good placement. Measure the sides, make sure it's centered, top and bottom. Like I said, a lot of people are really good at doing this, and they just throw it on there, and more often than not, they get it exactly where they want it. I just like to use a ruler just to, reassure myself that it's where I want it to be. Once again, going there with the lint roller. Do a pre-press, which is for about 5-6 seconds. And I always use my little ruler there just to make sure my designs are level as well. Not only centered, but level. I want them to be straight. Then I use my small green ruler there to make sure it's centered. I forgot to mention my heat press is the 15 by 15 auto open shirt pressure Signature Pro Series from Heat Press Nation. love the auto open feature on this press. I have a press that is not auto open. It's just having that extra feature just makes pressing just so much easier. So now I'm gonna use my hat press here to do a tag, neck tag press. This is just a little hat press I got off Amazon. I don't even remember the brand, but it's one of those where you see multiple brands having the same press. I believe they just get it from the same manufacturer and put their own name on it. But it works really good for neck tags. I've used it for hats as well, and it works great. But the main use I have for it is for neck tags. And I'm just going to get a little bit closer here to show you guys a bit more detail. So I got my heat resistant tape here, and I'll be putting it on my transfer to hold it in place. Especially with this press, since it has a curve, it's not going to sit flat, so it gives it some wiggle room there, so it'll move around a bit, but with this tape it'll just hold it in place. So I'm going to do a pre-press. And I was thinking of making this video a bit shorter, cutting down some of this in between time, like between the steps. But I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, it's not always a perfect process. There's things that go wrong or things that don't go exactly as planned. So I just wanted to show you guys that it's not always perfect, but you make it work. So I could have cut this video up and just made it all nice and, oh look, everything worked just fine. But you know, we're all human, we all make mistakes. As you can see, it's starting to peel and feels like it needs one more go, maybe a little bit more pressure. I try to adjust the pressure there, but you can't do it when it's closed, so I believe I go back and do it some more. sometimes I go back using the same film just to flatten out, go against the way I peeled it, just to flatten out the design. There I adjusted the pressure knob a bit, just give it a bit more pressure. Just do that final press.